Welcome to another one of our Giving Tuesday interviews. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Aubrey Red, and I am a senior culinary dietitian on the Unite for Her team. For those of you who are not familiar with Giving Tuesday is a movement of passion to support charities and nonprofits that you feel are important to you. And so we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Why not Giving Tuesday, where we give back to communities in need? And so, as you all know, here at Unite for Her, we are supporting the breast and ovarian cancer communities. And who better to speak on their experience than one of our own members? So today I brought on with me Ebony O'Neill, and I just wanted to introduce you, Ebony, to everyone because your story is very different than many, and your story has had some ups and downs. And so I would love to introduce you and also just hear a little bit about, how you've ended up here at this moment.
Yes, thank you, Aubrey. Hi, everyone. My name is Ebony O'Neill, and how I ended up with Unite for Her is a part and a piece of my journey and my walk in life. I am a three-time cancer survivor before I even got breast cancer at the age of 34. So for me, cancer started when I was at the age of 15. It started in my leg at 15, where they said it was going to be a 75% chance that my leg will be amputated at the age of 15 when I'm in high school. So that was just a whirlwind right there. So, as we going through high school, you're at the age of 15, you're going through life, you're just starting to find out who you are, and then you find out you got cancer. And at that time, you're like, cancer's gonna kill me because you're watching all these Hallmark TV shows and they show the worst of the worst. But
Right.
I actually was able to get through it through help and support and family. And they didn't have to cut off my leg, thank God, because where the tumor was or the cancer was, it was a significant amount. So that was that part of my journey at the age of 15. Had radiation, had chemotherapy, moved on. 3 years later, it came back in my head. And this type of cancer is all the same. It's sarcoma, chondrosarcoma. And many, if they don't know, is that's an aggressive cancer. It's a tissue cancer, and a lot of people during my time at that age died from it. So for me, I'm just waiting, like I'm next. I never thought I would live to 20 because I first was diagnosed at 15. Now I get it again 3 years later at 19. So and that one was in my head actually. So I had a 15 in my leg, 19 in my head, had chemotherapy and everything. But before I even got to that point, the cancer was pressing on so many nerves in my head that I went double vision. Mm. And it got stuck like that for a while. So now I'm at this age of 19, just graduated high school, waiting to basically die, because I can't see. It's just like, even if they could take the tumor out and fix me up, I'm not going to be able to see again. I'm going to be blind. So what's the point of living? Like, at that time, that's what you're thinking. So as I'm waiting to get surgery, I actually get surgery. And when I wake up from surgery, I seen 20/20. My vision came back perfectly normal. It looked like nothing was ever even there when it got so bad to where I didn't even want to go outside anymore because like it was a hump on top of my head, So that was that one. Got through that one, the grace of God. That was at 19. I'm good going to school. I had just signed up for college to get my bachelor's degree. And I find out that I'm pregnant. Now, I had to take about 5-6 tests because at the age of, what age they told me? 14, 15, they said I wouldn't be able to have kids because of the chemo and, so young and everything. So I had that in my head. Not that I was trying to, see that happen, but it was far-fetched behind me. So once they found that out, I was like, oh, okay, good. So I asked my doctor. The doctor said, you're perfectly normal. I was spared labor pains throughout that whole thing. Like, I don't know what it felt like to have labor, throw up, anything. It was like me with a belly. But I feel like God spared me because I was able to have so much pain in my past. He spared me from childbearing labor, like, that women always go through. So I had my daughter, and after I had her, I was still kind of short of breath. And I'm like, well, I noticed I had her a few weeks ago, almost a month now, and I'm still breathing like I'm pregnant. Like, you know, come to find out I had stage 4 in my lungs. So when I found that out, it was just like, now I got a 6 month old baby.
Right.
I can't, it's like, now I have to fight for her. Like, you know, it's just like, it's not just me anymore. This is a whole different field now. So I had it at childhood. I had it at teenage. Now I'm having it at young adult. I had it at 3 stages of my life, you know, at 3 different times. So, you know, now priorities change. Before I was worried about my hair. As I'm 19, I'm worrying about like, what am I going to do with life? Like now I'm worried about my child. I'm not even worried about me. So that was that. It took me, my daughter was like breastfed. Like I was never breastfed. No one was ever breastfed in my family. But for me, I wanted to breastfeed my daughter. I heard of the benefits and everything. So my daughter never took a bottle. She never took a bottle. And for me, I had tons of milk stored up in the cabinet because she never took the milk. At this time now, after I come from the doctor, I was like, I need my daughter to take this milk because if my daughter does not take the milk, I'm not going to the hospital to go get treated because my daughter would not take a bottle at all. She never felt, she didn't want to take a bottle. I bought so many bottles that looked like nipples, felt like nipples, shaped like nipples, and my daughter would not take it. So it was just like, okay, now this is like do or die now because my life is against like on the line. If she doesn't take this bottle, and God knows I was not going to the hospital because I'm like, my daughter didn't ask to be here. I have to take care of her. I'm her mother, like, you know. So that night it was just like, just try, see if she takes the bottle. So I give her a bath, get her ready for bed, let her get a little bit hungry, and I warm the bottle up and I just pray over her. And I'm like, please just take this bottle because mommy, you know, mommy's not going to the hospital. Mommy's not leaving you. So I promised Aubrey when I gave her that bottle, she took it like she wanted a bottle forever.
Yeah.
She took it like she wanted a bottle forever. And I just cried and I cried and I screamed and I cried. And my mom came in the room. She's like, now you got to go to the hospital. You have to go. I said, I'm going to go. So that was that stage in my life. My daughter's now 12 years old.
Okay.
That was 10 years ago. And last year, I was at a retreat in Texas, a Christian conference. And everything, you know, was going good. I graduated my master's. I'm working. You know, as it seemed like every time in my life when I'm about to hit a stage, it's just like I get halted, like from going too much, like too far, like, you know. So this was that. Like again, I just got my master's. Now everything was going up. I get diagnosed with breast cancer, and then it's like it caught me by surprise with breast cancer because it's like no one in my family has that.
Sure.
I already had cancer, childhood cancer, chondrosarcoma 3 times. I would expect that before this. You know, I'm the social worker at my hospital. So they gave me a lot of resources for financial help, different organizations, you know, nonprofit organizations, and you guys came up. So when I signed up and she sent the paperwork and everything, and I received this beautiful package. Oh my gosh, like the care package that was received, it came with it, you could tell it was wrapped with love. It had breast cancer individuals and patients in mind when it was created and cultivated. And when I opened it, for a person that's going through treatment, not feeling well, coming home to that was a breath of fresh air because it's like you're coming home and you want to sleep. You coming home, you're tired, you coming home, you're throwing up. But this one just made like me and my daughter was going through the boxes and she's like, I want this, mom, and I want this. And I'm just like, no, this is mine. This is mine, you know? But the package was beautiful. Then we get the passports, you know, with the yoga and the meditation and stuff. Like I don't do the yoga specifically, but it helps so much with my food. And when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, the gift cards and the sun baskets, those definitely helped me change my diet and keep my diet going, you know, because I cut out a lot of stuff. But with the sun basket meals, and it's just like healthy meals that I needed that I never used to get. So it opened the door for me to start beginning to eat different things that I was not used to in the past, you know? So, and then it goes on, like, you know, it's like once you run out of your squares, you can continue going. Like, a lot of different organizations, they don't have that, not that I know of. But usually it's like, all right, so after this is it, and it's done. But Unite for Her is still continuously, and it's like you guys are the only emails I probably receive that I still like in contact with, like, but such a blessing. So thank you guys so much for the help. And even when I just need something, as far as like a quick response in an email, you guys are always so attentive and, there and ready. And if you guys don't know, you forward to the right person and they get on top of it. Like, just all around good collaboration, and it's needed for patients like myself.
Yeah. And I know that we have had the opportunity to connect multiple times, and outside of even just those passport offerings, so the gift card, the Sunbasket, the farm box, I know we've chatted a lot about nutrition, and that's such an important piece of the journey.
Major.
And so, I think having that connection and that access and just being able to have somebody to reach out to when you need something is so important. And I'm so glad that we've been able to provide you, with support for you, because like you said, you have other people to think about in your life, and you've also had such a rough go. We're happy to be able to take care of you, and it's your wellness.
It was designed with me in mind. I'm going to tell you that. Like, exactly. It's a blessing. Thank you.
Of course. Well, Ebony, I really appreciate you sharing your story with everyone today. Her story is just one of many, and like there have been many steps in this journey, we will continue to also support you, Ebony. Like you said, moving forward, as those who are diagnosed metastatic, we've had that renewing, recurring, continuing passport. So always providing those services, as you will always be having treatments and things of that nature.
Yes, thank you. It's much appreciated.
Of course. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on today. And is there anything else you wanted to share with anybody before we wrap up?
Well, I would just like to say, just don't give up. It may get hard, it may get trying. You may think like, I can't do this anymore, but once you sit back, give yourself 3 days. I say 72 hours. Once you give yourself 3 days, you feel a sense of relief and like, all right, we can start this over. And just keep going. Just please don't give up, because at the times when I did want to give up, there was people sent in my life to keep pushing me and reminding me where I am and how far I came. And you got this far, so don't, what you think like God's gonna leave you now. And just like, I had to live by that. And I'm so glad I never gave up, because now I'm actually seeing the fruit of the pain. And I'm still in it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's like I overcame it in my head, so I'm gonna overcome it again. So and you can too.
And that is such a wise and insightful thing to say, that just never give up mentality. And I appreciate you sharing that from your voice. And again, we so appreciate you coming today and chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you everybody for watching. Please be sure to tune in for our other Giving Tuesday interviews as well. If you are interested in donating, you can do so at uniteforher.org. And we do appreciate it. And it supports members like Ebony. So thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.